Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to create this video to talk about, what to do and how to think when you're feeling stuck. And feeling stuck is like a very, very common thing when it comes to CFS or being bedridden and being sick. You feel stuck. You feel like no matter what you do, what doctors you go see, whatever you read, whatever, new method you try to implement, it doesn't work, or it'll work for a little bit, then you'll end up back at square one. And for me, I felt very, very stuck for years, almost like I was running in circles, and it can be very frustrating. And what I realized after I got over the illness and completely recovered, looking back now, I realized that the mindset that got me sick could not be the mindset that gets me out of the situation. So, the way we get sick with things like this for most people is they just overdo it. They overwork themselves, overthink, these negative thinking habits and putting all this pressure on themselves. And the thing is, the mindset that got you to that point isn't the mindset that can get you out. If you keep the old mindset that got you in that situation, you're only going to get worse and worse. And that's what I found. So, for me, my mindset for so many years was I just need to push through this. I need to push through this illness and just tough it out, because everything else in my life I've pushed through to achieve my goals, whether it's getting good grades in school or, winning a football game or winning a wrestling tournament. For me, I'm so used to pushing to get what I want. But with this, it's different. The more you push, actually, the sicker you get. And with people like us, you want to push, you want to get to the destination faster. When in reality, the only thing that's going to get you to the finish line and help you fully recover is changing your mindset about everything and retraining your brain and, creating better thinking habits and just overall, not even just mental habits, but physical habits, getting better sleep, eating better, thinking better, things like that. That's what's going to get you out of this mess, not the same thinking that got you in this mess. Just think about someone who always lives a certain way. Let's just say there's someone who's 500 pounds, right? That 500-pound person, the way they got there was really their habits. It was eating whatever's in their path, just enjoying the food in the moment, not really worrying about the consequences, disregarding their health. And for them to go from 500 pounds down to 200 pounds or 150 pounds or whatever, it's going to take a complete reversal of the situation. A complete reversal requires a completely different mindset. The same mindset that led them there cannot be, it's literally impossible. It's impossible for them to drop down to like 150. Another analogy, a way of thinking about it is, think about where you were 5-10 years ago, wherever, to where you are now. Think of them as like destinations. Point A was before, point B is now where you are, where you're struggling. Think of the vehicle that got you there. That vehicle was your mind. The mind caused you to do all these different things in a certain way. And that vehicle that got you from A to B, it's only going to get you further and further down that same path. So what you need to do is actually get in a different vehicle, which is like a different mindset, to take you to a different destination. And it's not like you have to completely change your mindset overnight and completely become a new person. You're just morphing into a new person. You're just morphing into a different mindset little by little. It takes time. The simplest thing for me, it was just learning to be grateful for all the small things in life and appreciating all the small things and realizing how lucky I am to still be alive and be able to smell the fresh air and stand up. All those little things that we take for granted, you don't realize how much you take for granted until you get all of it taken away, until you're stuck in a bed all day, or you can't leave the house or go enjoy doing certain things with your friends. That's when it's really time to take inventory of all the things that you took for granted and just, approach everything from a place of gratitude. So really, it's a mindset shift that's going to help you get out of this mess. And if you are feeling stuck, just remember, you can't push through something like this. Although you pushed for other things and, pushing actually got you what you wanted in the past, this is something that is completely different. And all the behavior, leading up to this illness or sickness, that's the kind of behavior that got you to this point. So that behavior needs to change, and behavior starts with the mind and your belief system. So it's really just getting to the core. You need to find out what made you push so hard? Why did you want to keep going when you were feeling sick? What was the need to do all that stuff and ignore all the symptoms? For me, you know, it was wanting to be the best, and it was wanting to stand out. And for me, my whole mindset with it was, I'm just gonna push through this challenge just like I've pushed through with everything else. This, in my mind, it was just another extremely hard challenge. Little did I realize, the harder you push, the harder it is to recover. It's really one of those things that makes you step back and take a look at how you're living your life, the different habits that you have in terms of thinking patterns and thoughts, and really work on those and upgrade them and level them up to something that's a lot better, something that's going to actually be sustainable long term versus, you know, constantly just being this type A person that you are. So I just want to make this really quick video for people who are feeling stuck and they feel like they're beating a dead horse and just running in circles no matter how hard they try. You know, I felt the exact same way, and it's because I didn't realize that I had to completely change my mindset about everything. I couldn't approach this the way I approached all the other things I approached in life. Yeah, I had to approach it with a lot more patience and, you know, a lot more understanding, but mainly patience and learning not to force these situations. You know, it's completely normal, and don't worry, because you know, it happens to everybody who struggles with something like this. Yeah, you will feel stuck, you will feel like you're hitting a wall, you will feel like you're going backwards, but that is actually very normal. And really, that's just a sign that, you know, you need to work on your mind a little bit more and continue to improve. And once you start really making these changes in your mindset and the way you think, that will eventually lead to you having different actions. Because there's this famous quote by John DeMartini, and he says, beliefs become thoughts, thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. But if we reverse engineer that, it all goes back to our beliefs. So we need to really dig deep, find out why we do the things we do. And a lot of times, the things we want to do and what really got us to this place was, we wanted to do a lot of things technically not even for us. We wanted to do a lot of things not even for ourselves. It was to, you know, it was for our ego, to prove other people wrong, or to try to be the best, or to try to get ahead, you know, some kind of competitive aspect there. So I would really recommend, you know, studying John DeMartini's work, especially the values factor, because he talks about how, you know, beliefs eventually lead to your destiny. And in the values factor, it talks about how a lot of people, they're on this certain path that they think it's their perfect path that they're supposed to be on, but things will happen in life that knock you off that path because somehow destiny knows how to get you onto the right track. And if you're going down this track, and if you're going down this path of just recklessness and, you know, not really paying attention to your health, well, these things come up to force you to care about your health. It's like life is saying, okay, you don't want to listen to me, you don't want to get your sleep, you don't want to take care of your body. Well, I will literally put you in a position where you have no other choice but to work on these things. So, you know, see this whole thing as a sign that you actually need to shift your mindset and you need to change your ways and your habits, not something that you need to push through, right? It's almost like if you're driving in the forest, you're going through all these windy roads and then there's a roadblock there. And let's say that roadblock, you know, 100 meters down, there's like a sinkhole, right? So technically this thing is like saving you from a path of further destruction, because think of how much worse you would be if you continued this way for, you know, another 2, 3, 5, 10 years. You'd probably be in even worse shape. So some people get sick with this illness when they're young, usually like late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s. Some people get sick with it when they're 40, maybe even mid 40s. And I don't want to make it seem like it's your fault that this is happening, because for me, there were a lot more people who were doing a lot more reckless things than I was doing, and they were completely fine. Like, they didn't get sick like I did. But now looking back, I can connect the dots, and the way my life has kind of panned out ever since I got sick and ever since I got better. You know, my life was good, took a very, very, very big dip, and then it kind of springboarded and I bounced higher than ever. So, you know, there's a funny saying I used to tell myself, even when I was sick, I used to tell myself, life is like a bouncy ball. The harder you hit rock bottom, the higher you bounce. And honestly, like, I've seen it and I believe it's true, because that's kind of what happened to me. So if you do like this video, then just hit. So if you do like this video, like this content that I've been putting out, just make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and comment down below what other videos you want to see or what kind of resonated with you in this. It's always encouraging seeing the comments and always coming up with topics for you guys. And you know, a lot of this stuff is just thoughts in my head from my experience of getting better, but it seems like it's resonating with you guys and encouraging you guys and inspiring you guys to get better. And you know, it's really great to see that people are having a lot of like realizations with these videos and things are starting to click. So I hope you have a great day. Continue to improve, continue getting better, and I will see you guys in the next video.